Hey, what's up, dudes and dudettes? How are you guys doing? And ladies? So today I want to talk about how you guys can actually lose weight in 1 week. All right. For me, my weight loss journey started, let's say 2022 is when it really started. And I really didn't have any great results. So you can see me here back in the day, 220 pounds. And right now where I stand, I'm 170 pounds. All right. So really, when things really started to pick up is originally when I started back in 2022 is starting with intermittent fasting. That's kind of how I started my weight loss journey. And I would say in the beginning of it, it was all diet. It was all trying to, I would say not necessarily starve myself, but just eating habits, changing my eating habits. I still do that, but not to that extent, right? What I did within the span of a week when I went from 180 to 170, right? In about a span of a week is I restricted my sugar intake, I cut out alcohol, and I exercised, okay? A lot more than I do right now. So right now, okay, I still drink about a beer every other day. I still have like one beer, okay? I still restrict my sugar intake to simple sugars like fruits, and that's basically about the most of it. I'll have a brownie here and there, but nothing where I'm having candies. Okay, so sugars are completely restricted. If I do eat a brownie or something, like I'll really feel it in my body. Like I can tell that I've eaten quite a lot of sugar, and it'll affect my whole digestive system, and stuff is going to the small intestine and just dumping. So for I would say for you guys beginners to just skip through a lot of it, I would work on diet and exercise. All right. So diet being cutting out alcohol and restricting your sugar intake, like a lot, and carbs. So for that week, I ate more meat, and my portions were considerably smaller with my rice. Because I eat rice a lot. I eat rice like literally every day, but I would limit my portion size down to pretty much half of what I was eating before on a daily basis. And the exercise I was doing is, in the beginning, the week prior to it, was a lot of cycling. Cycling was what I was doing, but I realized that cycling really wasn't cutting it for me. I wasn't getting the instant results. So on that Monday, when I really started to kick it in, I started with running. And for me, running is really what really just drastically had my weight start dropping pound by pound, 2-3 pounds per day. Now, I run about 2 miles a day, but I don't run every day. I run 2 times, 3 times a week, really. I keep it at that. I was able to run every single day, but then again, my knees were I was starting to feel the effects of so much running. It was very rigorous to my body. So I decreased it to 3 times a week. Sometimes I'll go 2 times a week. But then I also do a lot of pull-ups on my pull-up bar. I do my pull-ups. I do push-ups. I have a couple of 35-pound dumbbells. And I keep my dumbbells light. Reason being, I had an injury with my ulnar nerve where I basically lost feeling to my hand. So I keep my weight very restricted. You can see me here at 220 pounds. Huge, right? So running for me has been a lifesaver, and also my diet, right? So I eat in the morning. So it depends on when I wake up. If I have something to do, I'll wake up early. If I don't, I'll wake up around like 10 because I like to have my sleep, like just so I feel good for the whole day. So I'll wake up around 10 and I'll get to breakfast. I'm eating 2 eggs in the morning, and I'll either have like dumplings or noodles, like eggs and dumplings or noodles. I used to eat toast in the morning, but that being, it's just like I stopped the bread completely. I like sourdough, but then I realized when I would have toast, I wasn't getting the results, so I cut that out. Cut out toast in the morning. So I'll just drink some water in the morning, and if I'm running that day, head out for my run. I won't think about it too much. I'll just go out and do it. So that'll be around like 8:30. If it's gonna be a run day, if I wake up to use the restroom, I'll use the restroom you know, kind of like comb my hair a little bit. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. Throw on my clothes and head out. And with my runs, I used to listen to music, but I stopped that for, I felt like I was running too fast with music and it was I was like starting to feel injured. So I took out the music and just so I can listen to my cadence and just my stride. It's a lot better when I can hear myself breathing and I can hear my footsteps. Like it's a lot more simpler to manage how fast I'm running if I don't have music. If I have music, I can't really detect what I'm doing. So I cut the music out, and I recommend that as well. And also in my running, with my breathing, I really kind of like adjust it, and I'm breathing through my nose. Because in the beginning, when I first started running, I just found running to be a little bit something that I didn't like doing in public. Like I'm running and everyone's gonna see you running. When you run, you're gonna be seen, especially when you run, you know, every single day or every other day, people are gonna see you. So if you have any sort of anxiety, you're not gonna wanna run, but you have to break through that. So for me in the beginning, I was running at night. So I was like, oh, if it's at night, no one's gonna see me. I can just do my thing. It's cool, it's not as hot. And that's what I did. But then after a while, I feel like, it's kind of inconvenient running at that time. So I switched over to the mornings, right? So now I run in the mornings, people see me, but I'm just like more used to it now. I used to have music to psych myself up, but I just don't do that anymore. No music, breathing through the nose, and a certain pace that I try to keep myself at. Don't go too hard, just keep that. But you're losing 10 pounds in 1 week. I would fast for that week. So you have your breakfast, keep it small, keep it simple. Let's eat eggs and, one sausage, one piece of sausage. That's it. And that'll be around 10 o'clock for me. If I run in the morning, I won't eat till like 10:30, 11. So that's kind of like when I break my fast. Then I'll kind of go throughout the whole day, no food until 5 for dinner. So like I skip lunch. I don't eat lunch unless I'm around people and we're hanging out. I don't. But if it's that week that you're trying to execute this 10-pound weight loss, skip lunch. No apple, no fruits, that's just gonna raise your sugars. So for dinner time, I like to have like an actual steak, an actual piece of meat, all right? Like a tomahawk or just New York strip, just whatever you can get, whatever you can afford, get it. A piece of meat, eat that. And a little bit of rice and some veggies. And then that's it for the night. And then just, watch TV, go to bed, wake up the next morning, same thing. And for that week, I would try, if you can, run every day. Now, if you're physically not able to, then don't. Just go for a walk. But for me, I am actually able to run every single day. But just over the span of 2-3 months, then I'll start feeling it at the 3rd, 4th week. But I could pretty much do it for months and months. Okay, but I will feel the pain. But everyone is different. But for me, I did cross country when I was in high school, so my running capabilities are quite high. My mile speed is like 5 minutes, so it's pretty high up there. So running each day in the morning would be great, and I would recommend it. If you have a swimming pool and you can go swimming, I would do that as well. But I never had to do that for that 10-pound weight loss. Now I would say as well, everyone is different. Everyone's metabolism is different in how you break down fat. But if you're in a caloric deficit, eating this way and exercising this way, you're going to start, your body's going to start burning its own fat, especially when you cut out the sugars completely. Like no fruits, because fruits are quite an innocent sugar. They're simple sugars, but they do spike your insulin, and that sensitivity isn't there, and your body's not going to burn the fat, the way it should do. So you're going to want to cut that out, cut out carbs. But the only carbs that I was having was rice, but it was really minimal, a small little bowl of rice like this and the meat. So once you get that down, once you're able to see that you can lose 10 pounds in 1 week, all right? If you're not able to meet 10 pounds, that's okay. But if you're doing like 6 to 7 pounds in 1 week, you're kind of right there. So you do the second week, same thing. So then you're around like 14 to 20 pounds lost, gone. Keep that up until you get to your desired weight. Now, once you get to your desired weight, you can now cut back off of of that strenuous exercise every single day. And I would go like how I am right now, 2 times, 3 times a week. I'll run. If you're not running, you're walking 2 to 3 times a week. The reason why I say running is because it's quick. It's a lot faster. So I used to do cycling. Cycling takes a long time to get the same benefits. And for me, my body's pretty robust. I have to do something that's rigorous to be able to cut away at the fat. So if you're anything like me, where you can be a big guy, 220 pounds, but you can get on a bike and just not lose any weight. You'll build leg muscles. In fact, you'll build muscle. You'll get big, but you're trying to cut weight. And for me, swimming as well. Actually, swimming will do the same thing too, but just a bit inconvenient for me. For me, running is the most convenient. I just throw on my shoes, boom, boom, wipe my eyes off and head out. But for some people, it's kind of goofy. It's kind of a little bit out there. You could play basketball. You can play other, like flag football. You can play other kinds of sports, but those sports for me, those sports don't really just cut it. I might be sweating, but I'm not, it's not cutting away at the fat the way I want to, because when I'm running at a certain speed, and I can get pretty intense when I want to get to my desired, results. And I really challenge you guys to do the same thing. If you're walking, take a brisk walk. Don't just walk leisurely, because you could do that, at work. It's just, walking, you're just not thinking about it, but, listening to music, just kind of strolling somehow. If you're a beginner, I would say use music to psych yourself up, and you'll feel a little bit of, you'll feel pain. You'll feel pain because you're not paying attention to yourself when you listen to music. So I think start off with that, or even stick with the music. For me, for me to get a certain type of speed, I can't listen to music. I'll go a little bit too fast, and then I'll get too tired. I'll still run through it, but I don't feel that I have as much control of my body when I can't hear myself. And that's how it was. That's how it was in high school. I wasn't listening to music, to run. What else? And also sodas, and orange juice, and anything that's not water, don't drink. So basically, you're only drinking water. So in the morning, you're just drinking water. You have your breakfast, as late as you can, or what's convenient. Lunch, forget about that. You're starting to fast. You're going to fasting for the afternoon until 5 p.m. Right? And then at 5 p.m. you have your dinner, meat, and you can have a little bit of carbs. You can get a little bit of a sugar rush, and some veggies. Okay, what you like: broccoli, salads, cabbage, bok choy is also good. A lot of type of vegetables, cooked vegetables, you can make for yourself that'll work. Not corn. Corn is that's not don't do corn. Tomatoes, just nothing that's sugar based. Okay, because it can sneak into your diet because you'll be craving it, and it's very easy to just jump into that. Let me just have some grapes for dessert. Don't do that for that week. For that week, what you're doing is cutting out all sugars and focusing in on meat, eggs, and some sort of meat, a small piece of meat in the morning, the whole day, nothing, and then meat again, or chicken or steak, and some sort of vegetables. Okay. Yeah, that's basically all you have to do, and exercise in the morning, and then I'd say 3 days or 4 days out of the week, doing some upper body strength, some push-ups, if you can't, do pull-ups. If you can get the bar for your room, or get the entire structure where you can do pull-ups outside, that'd be the best thing. And some hooks. I'll show you in the next video. Like, I have some equipment that I use to do pull-ups, and that's basically it for me. That's really what worked for me, and I can control how much weight I want to have. If I wanted to drop a lot, I can make that happen. What if I wanted to stay at a certain amount of weight, then I can make that happen. If I want to put out muscle, I can make that happen. So you want to be able to have full control of your body and not just like let it, not just let it do whatever it wants. I used to go to the gym. I don't anymore. It's just really time consuming. But if you're single, if you're trying to like, get to meet and know people, then I recommend going to the gym. But for me, I just don't have time. I'd rather just allocate my time to do other things. But I actually challenge you guys to do the same thing so that you can just streamline this and not make a career out of losing weight. You want to streamline it and just slice through it and just cut and just get to your desired goal. A lot of times when I feel like when you go into the gym, you're either doing this, chatting with this person, chatting with that person, or checking out this girl, or you're all over the place. Some people say, "Oh yeah, I'm really focused," but not for me. Okay. But yeah, that's basically the most. If you guys have any questions, ask me in the comments section below. You have a fantastic day. Later.